What do you think that means? Efficiency versus effectiveness. Help me understand that.
Hey, this is Blake Sloan. I've been selling real estate over 14 years. Our team of highly trained professionals, along with our unmatched marketing, has sold thousands of homes here in the Myrtle Beach area, and this is how we do it.
Yep, so effectiveness has to do with results. So, the more effective I am, the more results I get, which means what? That's related to what? Skill set, right? So my effectiveness is related to results. That comes down to skill set. What's efficiency have to do with?
How well you do it.
How well I do it. What else is it? Time. Got the key word here is time. So the key word for my efficiency is time. So effectiveness is the result I get, but my efficiency is what? The time in which I get my results. And there's two sides of the equation. There's two parts of the equation. There's two parts of this in business. In business, you have to be good at both. I have to be good at effectiveness, which is my result, which is my skill set. So my skill set and my ability to negotiate my commission, my skill set, my ability to be able to be on the telephone. All these things matter in a big way overall in that scenario, right? So that's the key part of what I do. Effectiveness gets better with your skills. We talked about that overall, right? So one thing I want you to look at is I want you guys to consider and look in my prospecting efficiency.
Time spent on prospecting.
Time spent on prospecting, but specifically what would that be? My results.
Versus the time.
I like to say versus time. Time spent. So 3 hours of prospecting is not created equally. Would you agree with that? And so that's ultimately where it makes or breaks people. I want to help you guys create and understand some leverage and look at some numbers. Through some research, able to kind of get some numbers. I want you guys to write down three main things: low, medium, and high. Low, medium, high. So a low number, this is based on recent data. I saw the study myself, but recent data, right? A low prospecting efficiency would be less than 5 conversations per hour. So, less than 5 conversations per hour. Medium efficiency would be in between 6 to 8 conversations per hour. Now, conversations per hour equals a conversation with a decision maker, right? Like a buyer or a seller, not, hey, is your mommy there or your daddy there, right? This is like, hey, this is somebody who submitted the lead, who I'm talking to, a past client, whatever it is in that scenario overall. And a high one, very high efficiency, which is like ultimate target, is 9+ conversations an hour. Which is a lot, right? And what's crazy is, I saw in the report, this used to be higher. So a medium would be 9 to 10, and then this year would be like 12+. But over time, what's happened? Less people answer the telephones, right? So it's a little more difficult. People, but I want you to look at on a national level, the best of the best, and kind of where things are at. So low is how many? Less than 5 conversations per hour. Medium, 6 to 8 conversations per hour. And high is 9+ conversations per hour overall. And that's based on the last 12 to 18 months of data in that scenario. So the question, right, and the focus, I want you guys to understand and ask yourself this question overall. Here's my focus. How do I get 2 to 4 more conversations per hour? How do I get 2 to 4 more conversations per hour? This is a discussion about what? Efficiency or effectiveness? Efficiency, right? How do I get more efficient in my prospecting, my follow-up daily, so that I get 2 to 4 more conversations per hour? Right? Does that make sense? You guys with me on this? And that could be total, but let's just say, let's keep it simple from math standpoint. So if I'm looking to get 2 to 4 more conversations per hour, and let's just say I'm doing 2. I want you guys to do those numbers. So let's just say my goal is 2 to 4 an hour. I'm able to find a way to get 2 more conversations per hour. Guys with me on this? And let's say I'm only doing 2 hours of prospecting today. How many more conversations is that? Got my math people here. 4, right? Most realtors aren't math specialists, but 4 conversations per what?
Session. There's 2
Per day. Sorry, 4 per day. Right? 2 per hour for 2 hours. Hopefully you're doing 3 hours, but that's just keeping the math simple overall with you guys. You guys with me on this? And so 4 more a day is 800 more conversations over a year, only if you'd have 200 working days. 800 more conversations a year. Doesn't really say a whole lot. And anybody know how many working days there actually are? 240. There's actually 240. But I'm giving you guys a full 40 days off. 2 full months of work days. So, what are the numbers again? 2 more conversations. What did it say, 260? 260.5. Oh, is that 5 days a week?
Holidays off.
Yeah, so
Holidays. Well, 5 times 52 is 260.
yeah, but I think there's holidays. The holidays in there. That's cool too. Yeah. So, but
What's going on? Yeah.
so I'm just being super conservative, right? And you guys get my point in a minute. So, 2 more contacts per hour for 2 hours a day is 4. You guys with me on that? Times 200 days is 800 more conversations per year. That's a lot, right? And so what happens is you don't think that efficiency matters until you do what? You stack the efficiency over time, and in this case, just 1 more year. Now, data shows overall in the same report, and I'll get you access to the report, that 100 conversations should equal 1 closing at a minimum. 100 conversations equals 1 deal closed. Does that sound fair enough? If you had 100 conversations, 100 leads, that equals 1 deal. This is on buy-side deals and obviously on the both sides. So 100 conversations equals 1 deal. And if I do 800 more conversations, how many deals is that? 8. 8 more deals. Anybody know what your average commission is?
The average house is like 250.
So let's just say we're at 300,000 to keep it simple. So a $300,000 house is a $9,000 commission, right? Times 8 is what? $72,000. That make a difference at all? An extra $67,000 a month? That's the power of efficiency overall. Are you guys with me on this? And so if I can just increase my conversations 2 per hour for 2 hours a day, and you can do the math how you want. I like how I mean, if you do real numbers in this, let's say I can get 2 more conversations for 3 hours a day, right? And you do that 6 times 200 or 6 times 260, the number is exponentially higher, right? We know things come up. You may have to show property one day. You can't necessarily do a full prospecting, 5 days a week, whatever it is. But you're talking $72,000 extra just in what? Increasing my efficiency in what I do. And so one thing I want you guys to be obsessed with understanding is like, how do I make sure I'm understanding my efficiency? And that's why knowing your numbers is so important overall, because I look at the numbers here and I'm able to do that. Right? Well, how do you do that? Number one, first thing you're going to do is you want to measure it. Right? Now I want you guys to write this down on your numbers and stuff right now. Is what's the one thing that you can do, the one thing you can change that would have you be more efficient? What's the number one thing that you know you can do right now that would have you be more efficient? Is it social media distracting you? What is distracting you? Is it your email that's distracting you? Is it conversations on the phone with clients and deals that's distracting you? Is it talking to their agents that's distracting you? Is it home that's distracting you? What's the number one thing that you know that you have to change to increase your efficiency? Because the first step, awareness, is the key to transformation, right? We talk about it all the time. But here, what's the one thing you can change that will help you be more efficient?